Of President John Dramani Mahama. 10 individuals have been mentioned as ministers designate for 10 regions. We'll get into that detail in a bit.
The list includes medical professional Dr. Frank Amwakohene, who has been penned down as Ashanti Regional Minister. Also, the Shai Osudoku constituency Linda Oklu, who heads the Greater Accra region. Eastern Regional Minister will go to Reta Akosua Ajay Awate, and Ibrahim Tia has also been listed for the Northeast region. Other nominees include Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf John, Upper East Regional Minister Mr. Akamugri Donatus Atanga. Savannah Regional Minister nominee went to Law Lecturer Salisu Bewabi. For the Oti Regional Minister nominee, former Member of Parliament for the Akan constituency John Kwejo Japan has been considered. Businesswoman Madam Charity Gardiner heads to the Ahafo region. Veteran media practitioner James Gunu is also considered for the Volta Regional Minister position.
We'll get into that detail in a bit. It's 24 minutes after 8 on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. There's a press release from the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company Limited. It's for immediate release. WAPCO's revised offshore pipeline cleaning schedule with this dated Wednesday, the 15th of January, so it's fresh from the oven. The West Africa Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO, has announced a revised schedule for its planned offshore pipeline and cleaning and inspection exercise, commonly known as pigging. Initially set to commence on January 2025, the offshore pigging has been rescheduled to start on February 3, 2025 to better accommodate the interests of key stakeholders. The 4-week exercise will involve temporary suspension of reverse gas flow from Ghana's western region to Tema, also in Ghana, and the shutdown of key facilities in Tema, Ghana, in Lomé, Togo, and in Cotonou, Benin. During this shutdown period, WAPCO will replace subsea valves located at these strategic locations to enhance operational safety. The comprehensive cleaning and inspection exercise is a key regulatory requirement and aligns with industry best practices to ensure that safe and efficient operation of the West Africa Gas Pipeline. The project encompasses the entire pipeline infrastructure from the Itoki in Ogun State in Nigeria to Takoradi in the Western region in Ghana. The cleaning exercise is in 2 phases. The first phase, completed in December 2024, involved cleaning and inspecting the onshore section of the pipeline within Nigeria. The second phase, scheduled to run from February 3 to March 2, 2025, will focus on the offshore section of the West Africa Gas Pipeline, stretching from Badagry in Lagos State, Nigeria, to Togo, Takoradi, Western region in Ghana. WAPCO is required to conduct these inspections every 5 years as part of efforts to maintain the integrity of the West Africa Gas Pipeline and ensure its continued safe and reliable operation across the West Africa region. Now, this is signed by the West Africa Gas Pipeline Company and Isaac Ajay Doku. Doctor is the General Manager, Corporate Affairs, and they are all there, right there. So that's some information for you. And this had been occasioned by the special committee that was set up by the President of the Republic, a committee of 11 led by Dr. John Jenapo, and they went into the conversations. John Mahama also, as President of the Republic, had some conversations with stakeholders, and this begin had to be rescheduled so that the lights will stay on and on like that. Well, Komla Kruche is our presidential correspondent. He joins me now. He's been with the president crisscrossing the country, particularly in the northern part where the Bawku conflict or crisis have come to the fore. Also, 10 persons have been mentioned as ministers designated for 10 regions out of the 16. And also the presidency, we understand, is set to announce names for the Defense Ministry, Interior Ministry, National Security Coordinatorship, National Security Advisorship, and then also the Director of the NIB or BNI, as we may have known it in the past. Kamala, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Johnny.
What has the president been doing and what has he been saying to the meetings that he's been having with the people?
So the president has been very busy in the past few days, or let's say even before he got sworn in. It's been one meeting after the other, one action after the other. And shortly after the swearing in, he's not even had any time whatsoever to say lay his head down to rest for a while, but it's been one action or the other. Specifically on the 31st of October 2024, while on the Building Ghana tour, he made a stop in the Naiyere's place and also proceeded to the Zuluana's the palace of the Bokunaba or the Zugana. And in those meetings, as he spoke with them, especially in the Bokunaba's place, he indicated his resolve to prioritize the solving of the Boku conflict, indicating that it's been one too many. And one of the things he said was to the effect that whenever a particular political party is in office, it appears that the conflict heightens. But when another comes, then everything goes down. He doesn't understand why it should be like that. There has to be lasting solution to this. And he gave the assurance to the Bokunaba and then the Naye as well that he was going to do everything in his power if he becomes the president to nip in the bud the issue of the conflict here and there, because it has stalled development in the area. It has put a lot of life at stake, and many people have died and have also been displaced. And so shortly after winning, just 7 days, yesterday was exactly 7 days,
right,
that he was sworn in, he quickly moved to Bawku. But even before he moved, at the Jubilee Lounge, he summoned all the security chiefs. The IGP was there, the CDS was there, the Air Force Commander, all who matter when it comes to security, met him at the airport, and he had an interaction with them for close to 30 minutes, and it was briefing. And the briefing that he had with them, first off, the media was allowed to take the initial ops, and then after that, we were asked to move out. And when they were done, the word from His Excellency the President to the security chiefs was to the effect that he expects nothing but commitment to ensuring there's peace and lasting peace within the country, and also ensuring that the borders are very safe. Now, he gave them a straight instruction to actually make sure that especially the border areas were safe. And this was on the back of the promises he's made, and also just ahead of him going to enter into the palace of the Bokunaba. So, yes, they gave him the assurance that they would do everything in their power for that to happen. Then he emplaned to the palace. When he first entered the palace, a closed door meeting,
Sunrise
because the Nigeria does not hold open sessions. The Bokunaba does not hold open sessions with anybody, especially of high caliber to the extent of the president. And so he had that briefing with him, which was a closed door one. And after that, he came to brief the entire people who were there, which included some CSOs, also party people, and the people within the Bawku enclave who were gathered at the palace square. And he told them that yes, he's had a briefing with them with the Bokunaba Azigre Azoka the second, and he has assured him that whatever he would do would be in the interest of the people, and that he is committed to prioritizing the issue of the Bawku conflict. He is a bit, so to speak, ashamed that lives have been lost, and it appears that it's just one side of the political reign that these things will happen. And so that assurance he's given them, and he's also instructed or directed the security chiefs to be in charge and also ensure that no life is lost as a result of this. But again, he said that in the coming days or by the close of the week, he would put all his security architecture in place. Security architecture means the head of the various security, that's Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, National Security Advisor, and also the NIB
Right.
would be in place, so things would change. Then they would know the direction as to what it is. One other thing that the Bokunaba asked of him was the creation of the Kusau region during the campaign. A response that he gave to him was to the effect that yes, he understands that they've met the criteria in terms of population, in terms of land space, and also the peculiar nature of the crisis within the Kusau area, and that he should consider, John Mahama should consider giving them a region of their own so that they will have a command, a military command that will be able to handle the situation. Well, the assurance from His Excellency the President was to the effect that yes, he understands and knows that they meet the criteria. However, they would need to send a petition to the President, which will be referred I think to the Council of State. Also, there are assigned to be credited on that one. But they will need to petition the President for it to be looked at on its merit. That's then the Bokunaba again expressed to the President and said that he is really expecting that. He said he's giving him the assurance that once the petition comes and it meets the criteria, he has absolutely no way to deter them from it. But that may appear to be a long-term one. And so the assurance to the people, again, is to the effect that he takes no sides in this. And for him, they are one people, and his job or his duty is to ensure that there's lasting peace within the Bawku enclave so that no chieftaincy issue, would be able to pop up. Even days before this, a day before this, the President met the steering committee of the National House of Chiefs and made them aware that his security briefing he had that morning from the security chiefs was to the effect that chieftaincy crisis has become so rampant and so worrying, and that as a president, he really intends to prioritize not just the Bawku area, but the rest of the country so that there's lasting peace in the country. And so just after that, then the president and playing again to
the best in the morning.
The Nairobi's place in Gambaga, where he reiterated the same thing to him as well. And so that is what the president has been up to as of yesterday.
I see. Now, in terms of the people within this catchment area and the disturbance that this conflict has brought to them, did they also express their views and sentiments to the president if perchance they had the opportunity?
They did indicate to the president that they are concerned about how things have been, and to the effect that they have not had peace of mind. And if you know the Bawku area very well, or
right.
the Bawku township,
right.
people cannot freely, walk within certain parameters because of the differences they have herein. And so the concern to them was that yes, they are one people, and their hope or their expectation is that they would be able to mingle among themselves. Some have intermarried, some are virtually from the same lineage, but because of the conflict, you cannot also be seen, doing quote unquote caucus with the other party just because of the conflict and then the suspicions here and there. But also to the effect that innocent lives have been lost. People who are not even citizens, foreigners as well. We have had report of some Burkinabés who equally came under attack because of the conflict. Some who were just transiting to the other side because Bawku is just a border town. Burkina Faso is just very close to it, and they've lost their lives or they've even lost their vehicle and items whilst on the way just because of the conflict. They were attacked. These innocent people have been attacked here and there, and so the concern to them was that this should be a thing of the past. Their expectation is that between now and maybe ever more, there should not be an issue of anybody losing their lives again or anything.
Right. I know that the president is also fired up to appoint a defense minister, an interior minister, national security coordinator, national security advisor, and director of BNI. Any names that we're looking at, and how soon are we to get this list if you have that information, Komla?
It would be very, very difficult, knowing the mindset of the president as we speak. Because if you look at the appointment, I did indicate that I think a couple of weeks back, and the president, whilst on campaign, did indicate that he was going to disappointing a lot of people, especially those who are lobbying. And he also keeps telling them that if you're lobbying, you don't know what you're coming to do, and so you should better, just support the government than just lobbying, because the job is not going to be an easy one. It will not be an easy one at all. And so knowing the mind of the president at this time is really a very difficult one. If you look at the regional ministers, for instance, who he had nominated for approval by Parliament, a lot of people did not expect it.
Right.
We didn't see this coming. But I also recall, whilst on campaign, he said his cabinet would be one of the youngest. And so most of the people that he has been appointing so far, finance, energy,
Attorney General, Minister of Justice,
AG, and then the regional ministers. These are very young people, and they've also shown some commitment in the past to duty. Qualification has not been in doubt at all, and so we can only wait to see. But in terms of the security, I would prefer probably that one to you, because you even understand much more security than I do. The qualification of who would be chairing. Who possibly in the last few weeks, even before former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo left, there's been some elevations and all that. I don't know whether there will be new people who would come in, or the president would make do with this ones who are already in the service.
Kamala, thank you very much indeed, and we're grateful that you could join us with the updates. Thank you so much indeed. And that's Kamala Kluchia, presidential correspondent, joining us here. And Mr. Teddy Osei of Osibisa has gone to be with the Lord. So finally, the top three who formed Osibisa, that's Teddy Osei, Mark Tonto, and Sola Matthew. They've all gone to be with the Lord. May he rest in peace. The flying elephant has fallen.
Of this happening, Maki.